Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I've made episodes before about where to meet men and where to meet women and even where the men are looking to meet women. But the questions, they just keep on coming. So for the last 7 months actually, I started at the beginning of the year, first of the year, I've been keeping track of everywhere that I've had an interaction with a man that could have, in my estimation, have turned into something. Had I been in the market, and if indeed they were single after further investigation. I'm going to share with you today all those places. I hope you'll stick around. This should be interesting, and that's what's on the agenda. I'm just going to list them for you here. Number 1 is Pet Supplies Plus, but 4 times. Once by the freeze-dried dog foods. You know, freeze-dried is not raw, and it's a very strange process, but our dogs love it, he and I. Don't handle it with bare hands. Very dangerous. Once when lifting 40 pounds of litter times 2, same guy again, as I was exiting with this said 80 pounds of litter, asked me if he could help me load it into my car. And then on a different visit, a man and I had a conversation about 6 fish cat food and the price of the tiny cans across the aisle that just keep getting smaller and smaller. The unisex haircutting place while waiting our turn. I asked him why they don't still have those books with all the pictures that you can choose your haircut from. And together we decided that the internet probably had more ideas than those books could ever provide. And the cost of publishing them probably cost prohibitive. He also said my hair looked nice when it was done. And I explained that it always looks crazy flat after a cut, so I was going to go home and wash it immediately. I felt like he maybe wanted me to postpone washing my hair to perhaps do something, coffee. So I quickly said, "Lovely talking to you," and I skedaddled pronto. The gas station while pumping gas, 6 times. Conversations on everything, including the weather, why people would rather wait in a line with 5 cars rather than choose the empty pumps where the nozzle is, slightly inconvenient being on the opposite side of their gas tank, but the hose reaches, folks. You can get it all the way across your car and into your tank pretty easily. I asked another fella about whether he enjoyed his particular model car, and I had a conversation about somebody's bumper sticker. Also had a conversation where I couldn't read my note. I think that was when it was cold outside and I didn't have gloves with me that day. I never have gloves with me. And another guy was telling me his whole life story about growing up. I don't even know how that started, but I'm glad my tank only has 18 gallons to fill. Sharing samples at Costco. We both actually ended up buying sushi rolls that day. I know, it sounds really, really scary, right? But it's a clean place and they offer it. Plus, they're such a big company. If they're trying to kill me, they wouldn't have so much money that my family could sue for. By the way, 0 at Sam's Club. So if you're trying to decide which warehouse club to join, Costco Optical department. This guy, he liked every pair I tried on. I bought nothing. Warby Parker Optical department, the store actually. Mr. Nice Blue Shirt guy wanted my opinion, and I ended up nixing his favorites because they were covering too much of his eyebrows. The outpatient medical facility, waiting for my family member. We were both waiting for our family members. We talked, oh my gosh, forever, about tons of stuff. He actually asked if I was single, and I lied and said I wasn't. I mean, it's not really a lie because I'm in a really, really great relationship with myself right now. Tallulah's favorite, TJ Maxx. This one is just too easy. The gourmet food section, the cookware, candles. Here, sniff this. Gross, right? The men's section, asking if a fellow will let me hold up a size large to his torso since he looks to be about the same size as my brother. But this shirt kind of looks like a medium on the hanger. Could we? Yeah. Not even flirting, but what if you were? At the medical lab waiting for a basic blood test, and actually we were complaining about the fact that they'd removed the coffee service during COVID and never set it back up again ever. He also said something to me as he walked past the lab while my blood was being drawn, and he waved goodbye when I passed the front door on my way out of the parking lot. He was leaving, I was driving away. Getting an oil change. I know you're picturing me sitting in their crappy waiting room, but that's never going to happen. I was actually outside, as I always am, sitting in the shade under a tree across the parking lot from the place where I can see if my car's ready. They could just motion to me. I will Only get my oil changed in nice weather because I'm not sitting in that depressing place. It's like a tire place as well, and it smells funny. In line at the Costco pharmacy. I know it sounds like I'm in really poor health based on all this medical stuff, but I promise it's all been wellness and preventive, actually. We actually had a conversation about shopping on the weekends, usually not a great idea. I said I never do, because why would I when I'm free during the week? And he said he also works from home. He told me what he does for work. I told him what I do. I told him about you guys, actually. Window shopping in my little downtown area in front of the music store. I was just taking a walk while the paint store was mixing up a gallon of paint for me. I have no idea what he was doing, but we talked for like 20 minutes about microphones. Target, picking out car wax. Way too many choices, and I haven't had a paid subscription to Consumer Report in like years. At the park, I stopped at the park to get water from their fountain while I was on a bike ride with little Tallulah. She sits on in a Carey little case in front of me. If I can find a picture, I'll show you. And as I pedal, she just sways back and forth like this. It almost looks like she's pedaling too. So if you're bringing your own water on your bike rides, you may be missing out on an opportunity. The little dog, honestly, she doesn't hurt at all with having people talk to me. Home Depot, I'm not even going to go there and list all of these for you, OMG. But if you are a woman, just go to Home Depot. There are a million conversations you can start as a woman at Home Depot. I'm there like once a month, and I have 1 or 2 conversations every time I'm in the darn store. I'm always doing a home improvement project on my own, and I don't know how to do lots of things. I've even actually yanked guys from the main aisle and said, hey, do you know anything about interior doors? Hey, you know anything about wood planers, miter saw brands, ready-made cement? The list goes on. Plenty of the guys were very, very helpful, and a few were quite flirtatious. Lou Malnati's Pizza, the waiting area for pickup, not eating in the restaurant. I was waiting for my deep dish, and he brought me a sample of the thin crust that they'd set out in the waiting area while you wait for them to box it up. He brought it to me where I was sitting and on a napkin and held it out to me. That was very thoughtful. Home goods. This one was actually a bit of a mix-up. I thought he was flirting with me, and then his wife walked up. He'd obviously just plopped himself down in a lawn chair because he was bored and probably talked to me for the same reason. The guy who installed my new washer and dryer, yeah, I'm pretty sure he fell in love with me. The line at Portillo's. Those of you in around the Chicago area are having a good laugh at my expense with the food I'm picking up at the places you recognize. I hear ya. We had a conversation about ordering salads without the pasta and the weirdness of chocolate cake shake. Can never say that. Which literally has pieces of chocolate cake inside a milkshake. Very strange. He asked if I was local, and I said, no, not really. Which isn't a lie because it's like 12-minute drive from my house. I'm pretty sure you get the drift here. You can meet men and women anywhere you can find men and women. I'm not even putting myself out there where there are singles, like speed dating events or meetups, live music venues, comedy clubs, open mic nights. I haven't even been out dancing with a girlfriend in probably like 6 years, or watched a game at a sports bar in probably just as long. I'm not even currently volunteering to help the less fortunate, and I'm not taking any classes, mostly because I'm actually writing a class for you guys. Obviously, every interaction isn't going to lead to love, maybe not even to a date. But the more people you talk to, the more you up your chances of that actually happening, the more likely it is. And also, it's great practice for being able to talk to the person that really does catch your eye and holds your gaze a little bit longer than socially appropriate. Love is probably hanging out all around your neighborhood, but you're not creating opportunities for even a conversation to get it started. So give it a try. Leave your phone in the car and watch who's around you or somewhat interesting to you and see what happens. All right, I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please give the episode a thumbs up like my mother is suggesting. Don't leave without subscribing to the channel. I'd appreciate that. And I'll look forward to seeing you back here again next time. Until then, have a good one.